Alright, yo, what up? This is y'all shook up. Just gonna show you my top 5 favorite builds for Warden, OP builds, whatever you want to call them. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think are the best builds? This is mostly just a conversation, this opinion. This is what I love running. These are my 5 favorite builds. I have one honorable mention. But before we get into that, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support. I cannot thank you guys enough. Truly do appreciate it. So with that said, let's get into it. We're gonna get into the honorable mention first. It's Torc. Okay. Torc built, torqued in. I don't even need to save this in an armory slot. It'd be kind of ridiculous because I could just slap this on and just go. So this torqued in is one of my favorite builds. I use it as an honorable mention because it's so easy to equip. I made a build video on it, so I can link that if if you go to my just Torc build Warden, you'll find it. But it's got to be one of the hardest hitting builds, one of the more survival builds, and it's raw. It's just you're really stat dense, and it's real fun to play. You know what I mean? It's something that really works well with Warden, and you're not relying on anything proccing, so your uptime is very high. So I really love Torc builds, especially for Warden. Necro too. Necro, I mean, you could punish some people with Torc, but with that, let's get into my number 5 build. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 5 is going to have to be Oakfather's and Essence Thief. Now the skills, I kind of run them a little different now, but same thing. You could run these skills. You could kind of play with the skills. The skills are not set, meaning as long as you have Dizzy Swing, Bird of Prey, Reverse Slice, and Beetles on the front, you kind of switch up what you want to use. Some people like to use Betty on the front and put Lotus on the back. It's kind of up to you guys, but this is kind of similar bar setup I have. This is kind of what I have, and like I said, I'll link these build videos in the description so you guys can kind of see what and more into depth. So let's see. Oops. So we got Wretched. We got Oakfathers on the front, Essence Thief on the back. You can see what it is right here. And then I used Lady Mundastone. So, pretty much Blood Spawn, one piece trainee, shoulders, kind of give you guys a little look on what skills I'm running. But this build right here is absolutely amazing to play. I love it. One of my favorites. Definitely deserves in the top 5. Number 4, I'm going to have to go Order's Wrath and Rally. It's truly one of the toughest builds I ever played. Like, this thing is tough. And what I mean by tough, it hits extremely hard. Like, I run Lady on the Thief on this because you're just boosting your crit, which is absolutely insane. It really makes a huge difference. Just how strong. I don't know if people just don't go like build into MPin like they used to, so you really drop people. So, same bar setup, Order's Wrath, Rally and Cry on the back bar. And like I said, I'll link this in the description so you guys can definitely check this out, see, a little bit more into depth. But let's go to number 3, which is Oakfathers and Rally and Cry. Now, I'll link this in the description. I don't have the chest piece. It's on my mag sword, but you guys get the gist. Bar setup, same, similar. You can change it. You can use the scribe skill. You don't have to use this exact way. You could switch out Living Trellis or Lotus. Put Lotus Blossom on the back. Put Charm on the front. Kind of however you want. But Oakfathers and Rally combination is nasty. Now, it's a light, all light armor build. So I would recommend running Bloodspawn and keep the Serpent for your recovery. And then I would say, because this is a light armor build, I would still run Vampirism so you can go 2 ways. You can go the Lady without Serpent, so you can not lose so much on your sustain, or you can go Vampire, so when you're low health, you don't die as quick. So this is kind of one of those builds, but it hits extremely hard. Like, I gotta say, if anything, this is close to the meta right here, if I had to say. Now, I'm not no meta expert or nothing like that, but this has got to be one of the toughest. Like, you're gonna destroy some people, so get a good look at it. Fun build. Love it. I would recommend it. And like I said, I'll link it in the description. Number 2. We're going to have to go Essence Thief and Wretched. This build right here is so fun to play, especially when you're like, you just want to chase something around. You get to chase your little essence thing around. It gives you health. It gives you damage. You combine that with Balorgs. You got so much sustain from both of these sets, Wretched, and you're just like literally punishing people. Now, I like to use the lady. Give me more resistance. But man, does this build hit hard. Like, and it's tanky as shit. Like, you talk about tanky, you talk about sustaining. This build, this is a 1vx build right here. This build right here, this is made for, you're not trying to die ever. Like, you're not planning on dying. Like, this build is very tough. Like, if you want to survive and piss people off, this is that build, in my opinion. This build, you can just keep sustaining and keep surviving like forever. So this has got to be a good spot for number 2. Right now, my number 1 favorite build to play for Warden. It is not the best build. I'm not claiming it's the best. I just love the way it performs. I love the way it is. And it just hits extremely hard and sustains at the same time. Oakfather's Wretched Vitality. This is, and Balor's. You got to put Balor's on this. This thing is absolutely nuts. Northern Storm hits crazy hard. Dawnbreaker hits crazy hard. When you combine these two sets, you have sustain, you have pin, you have damage, you have literally everything you want, right? You lack a little bit in crit. You know, you only get 26%, but you have so much damage. This is, you mean, with the proper Balorgs, everything stacking on top of each other. I've seen 8k weapon damage out of this thing. And you heal like insane. It's got to be extremely tough. And then the new bar setup. Shout out to Kings. I knew I should be putting this on the front, and I finally just committed to it because, you know, it's a new, you got to press these buttons. You don't really want to have to press the buttons on this bar. But, yes, right here, right now. Oakfathers, back bar Wretched, Balorgs, Mark of Majesty. Definitely one of the best builds in the game, in my opinion. This thing is absolutely insane. If you want to build that you just become unstoppable, this is the build. Now, I don't personally, I use Bewitched Sugar Skulls. I wouldn't recommend Smoke Bear Haunch. You could, but you're just leaving a lot of stat dents, a lot of damage on the table. If you have struggle sustaining, Smoke Bear Haunch will work fine, but I prefer Bewitched Sugar Skulls with this and keep the lady on. So those are my top 5 builds. An honorable mention would be Mechanical Acuity and Wretched Vitality. I don't have that on there, but if you switch this, I got Mechanical Acuity. I could just switch it all out. Mechanical Acuity and Wretched are got to be some of the strongest builds in the game too, in my opinion. You know, it pretty much this is all an opinion. I mean, what do you guys think? You know, that's the real question. What do you, anything that you guys think that I might benefit from, maybe a specific build? I was actually looking at something, you know, hate to do spoilers, but it's a craftable set. I don't know. It's a craftable set where you do like a crazy amount of damage when they're under 25% health. I mean, you're literally going to execute them from 25 and low. Like, they're not surviving. Anybody that's low is dead. So that actually looks like a pretty crazy build. There was another one, but unfortunately, I don't think I can do. Where was it? No, I don't. There's one that was new. Was it a Cyrodiil? It might have been a DLC dungeon. When you taunt enemy, Tarnished Nightmare. No. Was it Black Drake? There's another build that I really was trying to use. Says while in combat, casting leave an area effect ground that creates a 6 meter that deals 19 damage over 5 seconds. Enemies within the vortex. So this one looks pretty nasty. I don't have. I have to farm this, but I mean, you get damage, penetration like crazy, casting an ability that leaves an effect on the ground, which would be charm, creates a 6 meter spiked vortex dealing physical damage. So I don't know exactly how strong I can make this, but I wanted to try it out. This is one build, right? And I need it on the front bar, so I have to farm this dungeon over and over. And you know, with the new subclassing changes, I'm just making this. This is why this is like the last of the Warden builds. You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate all the support. I can't thank you guys enough for everything and all the support that you guys have got me. And once subclassing gets here, we're definitely going to be doing a bunch of different builds. So once again, thank you guys. Take it easy. Out.